What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fit, Healthy, and most of all, Happy podcast. I'm your coach and host, Josh, here with
his co-host and co-coach, KG, and I'm in the house.
We got an incredible episode planned for you today. We're going to be talking about energy, so it's time to get fired up. I understand it's the second week of the new year. Maybe some of those goals you set are becoming a little bit less fun. Motivation is dwindling. You're like, I don't want to get up early to go to the gym anymore. It's hard going to the gym this much. I'm sick of eating healthy. So if you need more energy, you want more focus, and you want more inspiration, we're going to give you 7 ways to make that happen today. Our top 7 ways, and Kyle is going to take it away.
First thing is just going to be simply eating for energy. Now, I wasn't even going to include this one, and I put it as number 1 because I know a lot of people struggle with this. They set out to have the highest amount of energy per day, and their eating is just really, really bad. You know, I have a note here saying eat like garbage, feel like garbage. And the reason I want to talk about this one is because oftentimes when some people say, hey, you know, I'm feeling bad, you know, I don't have energy, I'm not motivated, like whatever the case is, if I ever ask like, what did your nutrition look like for the day? People won't be able to answer it the way that they should be able to. Maybe some of them skipped out on breakfast, they forgot, they were running out of the house and they grabbed a donut and a wrap on the way, and then they had pizza at dinner. You get the point. So there are a lot of energy boosting foods, and it's going to be different for each person. And then there's a lot of energy draining / making you feel sluggish / just not good for you type of foods. And it's so easy to look at other external things that can help boost your energy without even taking control of nutrition. And I really encourage you, as we're going through each tip, to spend time thinking about how things make you feel. So while I'm on the topic of eating, spend time thinking about it. You know, that lunch that I just had with Josh, like how did that leave me feeling? I'm pretty energetic right now. I'm pretty pumped up. Didn't even have caffeine for this episode. It left me feeling great. I'm not too sluggish. I'm feeling absolutely incredible. Cool. I'm going to keep that in, and I'm probably going to incorporate it again. My Greek yogurt that I have every single morning, it's not too heavy. It's a great amount of protein. There's so many antioxidants. There's probiotics. There's all these great things. I'm going to keep that. And so just pay attention, take notes, and I promise you it'll help you a lot.
And number 1.5, I got a little bonus one, is tuning into this podcast twice a week. You're here now, and I mean, as you listen to this, I would hope, it's my job, that you leave this episode more inspired, more just excited about the week, and perhaps we can break some of your beliefs about what's possible and get you really excited for that journey ahead. So an easy way to hold yourself accountable and just have that inspiration, have me and Kyle in your ear, is tuning in every Monday and Thursday. And if you want to go through some of the archives as well, absolutely feel free to do that. But that is a good little bonus and just something to remember. When you're around content that is uplifting, that's inspiring, that's challenging you to do more, that's always going to be like energy in the bank. So that's 1.5. But number 2 is another big one, and this is actually my secret, and that's establishing a solid, consistent workout routine. And this sounds counterintuitive because some people may say, well, when I work out, I feel fatigued. But in general, when you go to the gym, you're going to feel more energized, more enthusiastic. Your body is going to be capable of doing more. Even I'm sure all of you have been there where you've traveled or you've taken time off the gym and you've been outside of what you normally do. And then when you re-enter it, you get beat up, you get decimated. I was lifting in a hotel gym. I was at Universal. I was walking like 20,000 plus steps a day. I was immensely active, and like I lost more weight than I wish I did during that time. But throughout all that, I was still working out, doing everything. But when I went back to my normal routine, I'm like, oh my gosh, normally I'm beating myself up and I'm never sore because it's that standard I've set. And you will energize yourself that much more by really giving yourself a challenging and consistent workout regimen and just operating in that threshold, because it keeps your body primed and feeling amazing. I've spoken before about how horrible I feel when I'm sick, and I realize the amazing blessing I have that I've given myself, where I've worked hard, I've been consistent, and I have a really strong, capable, energized, healthy body. And for you to make that happen, you need to be consistent, you need to make exercise a priority, and especially weightlifting. Perhaps right now you're only doing cardio-based activities or prioritizing them. If you're not lifting, you're missing out, because it's going to improve your bone density, it's going to improve your muscularity, it's going to help you fight against aging, and it's going to give you a great basis of strength and ability. So don't just put all of your eggs in one basket that is cardio. Make sure you are lifting as well, because there are copious benefits here, and it actually is a big energizer for the body.
I think a lot of people make a mistake of just like fatigue versus energy. So like, for example, a leg day, I may be thrashed, it'll be hard to walk, I may just be sore and just like tired from that, but overall I have more energy. And once again, some people will be like, oh, I'm sore, this was tough. Or even a run, for example, you may just be dead from the run. Like your body's sore, it's tired, you just did a 20K, whatever it is. But overall, we will always have more energy after that. And I remember back to every single run, every workout, every cardio session, like beach volleyball, 3 hours of beach volleyball. Yeah, I'm dead tired. My body's hurt. It's killing me, but I have more energy always. So something to keep in mind for sure. Cause I know a lot of people like, oh, I'm tired from the day. Like I have no energy to go to the gym. It's like, trust me, you will be more energetic afterwards long term. So number 3, just like ask yourself what energizes you. So I know this may sound very simple once again, but I'm willing to bet you a lot of people don't even realize or pay attention to it. And I've got a quote here that I stand by and I absolutely love is, you often feel tired not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you. So I'm always trying to fill my day up with different things that energize me, whether it's filming this podcast, knowing we're reaching out to thousands of you every single time. That's going to give me energy. I'm going to feel great afterwards. Why would I ever skip it? I'm not going to, because I want energy, but I also want to help you out as well. There's so many different things between lifting, between extracurricular activities as well. And then obviously for us, we are fortunate that we get a lot of energy from our business because we're able to give back. We're able to help people. We're able to get all these amazing text messages and see all the wins and stuff. So like that alone helps, but some of you may not have that. So I really encourage you, like sit down and think, like if you send a text to 3 people every morning and it makes you feel great that you just showed gratitude to them and it gives you a boost and they send the best responses back afterwards, that might energize you. Write that down. Boom, I'm going to start doing that. Meditation, it may energize you. You may feel grounded. You may feel great. So between that and setting really big goals alone, I can promise you like this right here, we could end it. You'll start to have more energy. We're obviously going to give you more because we want to give you a lot more value for this episode, but do this and it'll change the game for you for sure.
Yeah, when you're in the day, you have a lot of things planned and you got a boogie. It's just amazing how easy it is to make that happen. I think hosting is a great example if you've ever done that to some degree. Like as that time gets closer, you're cleaning your house, you're gathering things, you're preparing, you're getting all excited for that event. And goals are very much the same way. I find for me, they're just very motivating. If I have massive goals throughout the year, whether they're strength aspirations or to look a certain way, I know I need to do things day in, day out to make that happen. And that's why breaking those big goals into sub goals is so immensely powerful because it just makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot more real. And I think it's such a great driving force that can supply energy and motivation at the same time, especially when you're seeing those results. I always like to say when you see results, you get addicted. And a great way to see results is set big goals, move your way along there, appreciate those small wins. But a good one, and I think an appropriate one, is to take small breaks when necessary. As much as it is awesome to go, and just really go all out till you crash, small breaks are amazing. And I know in general that time around 2 to 4, I think in most work days, are where people will feel a lot of fatigue. Maybe that caffeine's wearing out. Maybe you've been grinding all morning. Whatever it is, that generally tends to be a tougher time for people. One of my favorite things to do in this time slot is just go for a walk. I just find getting outside in the fresh air, getting some movement in actually energized me quite a lot. And I've recommended this to clients and I've had some pushback and they're like, that's not what I need. I'm tired. Going on a walk is effort. It's an extra thing. And I'm like, trust me, try it. And I've had so many of my clients come back and say, wow, okay, I got to listen to you more because I feel so much better after this. And it's crazy. It sounds counterintuitive, but walks are net regenerative for energy. They'll actually supply you with just about the same as you burn. So although there is expenditure, it's very simple. It's not overly demanding and it gives you an opportunity to think, to move. And we always say motion is lotion. So within this is a great way to actually pepper yourself up. And it's a lot better than going for those quick fixes like scrolling aimlessly, over caffeinating, getting an afternoon drink, or maybe a nap that'll leave you feeling sluggish. So I think taking appropriate breaks, and I even love the example in one book, the author had said, if you want to take a break, take a 30-second break, take a 10-second break. And it sounds ridiculous, but sometimes when there's too much going on, even if you just say, I'm going to meditate for 10 breaths, it can be insanely regenerative. It can feel absolutely fantastic. And that little pause can be very grounding and refreshing. Obviously, that's a dramatic example. If you want an hour and you want to go talk with a friend or do whatever it is you need to do, you're welcome to do these things as well. Sometimes I like a game of chess to kind of let me not think about anything else but get my brain going. I find that can be very refreshing for me. Reading a book is an absolute fantastic another example. So there are copious amount of things you can do, but especially even a shower is a great example. But find something that actually kind of gets you past that lull, gets you excited, and that isn't overly demanding.
Yeah, and once again, like the more that you reflect on what actually gives you energy, the more you can realize what to do. Like Josh said, scrolling, you may not even realize like that's just going to drain your energy. It might be fun for a few seconds, but it's not going to help you out compared to that walk. So yeah, next up we've got just overall sleep optimization. So I wanted to put this a little bit lower on the list, although it is extremely, extremely important. Now, I know a lot of times people will focus on these other things. Hey, I'm eating more, I'm exercising more, like I'm doing extra energy boosting things, I'm whatever, but they're not overall paying attention to just their sleep quality and like their overall sleep routine. I do have right here written out, it's called the 10-3-2-1-0 sleep optimization routine. So it'd be 10 hours before bed, no caffeine, no alcohol, 3 hours before bed. Shouldn't even be having any alcohol at all. That's not going to give you any energy, but that's what's written down here. Stop working 2 hours before bed. That's a small one, but I know a lot of times your brain can be working a lot. You're coming up with ideas, thoughts, and stuff like that. So it is nice to read a chill book before bed to kind of slow down a little bit, just to get you to have a good night quality sleep. And then away from screen time and like blue light and stuff like that for 1 hour. And then the 0 is just like the amount of times you hit the snooze button in the morning. So it may seem small, but like these things add up. And unfortunately, like where I know so many people struggle is that like their overall routine, like it is hard to be disciplined later in the day when your willpower is down. So you really just have to pay attention to these different things. Like, am I scrolling for an hour before bed and wondering why I'm not getting to bed on time, but also a lower quality sleep? Am I having caffeine at 4 p.m.? Or I know some people can, still get a really good sleep, but it might be affecting your deep sleep. So really just paying attention to your routine and creating a full on schedule and sticking to that. Of course, I got to say, like, there will be times where you're out and it's it's New Year's. It's like, there's a UFC night and I'm going to go to bed later. But for the most part, like if you're just missing out on this, and I know a lot of people know this, but they don't pay attention to it, it's going to be a really hard fight that you're not going to be able to win. And you might be able to if I have one night where it's like, hey, it's tougher, I didn't get as much sleep, I was out, like that's fine. But the consistent nights over and over again of just like bad sleep routine, like lights coming in from, you have no dark blinds, anything like that, like it's just going to be so hard and it's going to compound consistently. And it's going to be so hard to have high energy when you're just constantly just not having a proper sleep routine and sleep optimization.
Yeah, sleep's like a cheat code. You could do everything right and you have a horrible sleep the night before. It's really hard to operate. Like you feel zombie-ish. Whereas when you're really sleep deprived and you have a good sleep, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I could feel this great. So I think really making that effort each day to actually invest in your sleep, to have some general rules to follow, like Kyle said, and can't always be perfect, but the more you can optimize for that, the more energy you're going to have as a net. And number 6 is a big one. And this is avoiding energy drainers. So if it's that particular coworker, someone who's always negative, they're always complaining, they're always just talking about the news and how everything is doomed, like it already I feel worse. Like it just makes me want to shrivel up and it doesn't inspire me to do more and to go out and grow and fulfill my full potential. And you might say, hey, that's my entire class, that's my entire work, that's my entire friend group. Like I can't separate away from that. But be an example against that. Like be someone who is energized, who only speaks positively, who avoids negativity, who has goals, who encourages their friends instead of bringing them down. Like this is a great way to overcome that. And one thing I love to do is get exterior sources. Like me and Kyle, I would love to think are not energy drainers, and that instead we are inspiring you and building you up and leading you more to your full potential. Like I said, tuning into this podcast is going to be an advantage. Listening to other people that inspire you, reading books from great minds. Like there's so many opportunities to receive inspiration from other people who are going to build you up and balancing that out. And I think even limiting exposure to certain people who just don't make you feel good, not to say you need to cut people off, but I think having some of these tough decisions and being realistic about it will only help you thrive that much more.
Yeah, this one's kind of like a little add-on. Number 7 is just like optimizing your environment. So like Josh is talking about optimizing your environment in terms of just like the people, and that makes such a big difference. Even the news, the different things that you consume consistently, like that can take away so much energy. And I got to add in here as well, like I've been telling you to pay attention to the things that really encourage you and bring you up and give you energy. But on the other end, like you should have, if you're to journal, on one side, like an entire list of things that boost you up and a list of things that bring you down, and to try to stay away from, put a big X there. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to hang out with that person. I'm not going to, turn the news on as soon as I wake up. Like those things, I promise you, like that alone will make such a big difference. But you obviously have to commit to it. You can't just say, hey, this is a list of things that drain me, and then just never do anything about it. Josh always says knowledge is only power when applied. But optimizing your environment, once again, kind of using the TV as an example, that could be one thing. Even natural sunlight. Like if you wake up, you get some natural sunlight first thing, it makes such a big difference. I personally try to get out on a walk every morning beforehand, and I find it boosts my energy for the day, and it makes such a big difference. And I know some people have lights involved to kind of give them more sunlight, sitting by the window, like little things make a big difference. And even like past that, optimizing your space, like where you work, are you working at a desk that's full of clutter? Like that's going to drain your energy. You may not realize it, but even if you're just sitting there, you're working, you're doing your things, and like all you're focused on is just like the clutter around you, the things around you, like it can drain your energy. You think of all the stuff you have to do. Like these things you may not realize it'll take away from you, but I can promise you it 100% does. So yeah, that's going to be number 7 there. And with that, if you've made it to this far in the episode, you're a real one. I want to give back to you, and I appreciate you spending time with us today. I want you to feel as energetic as possible, and I can promise you when you get results, when you lose fat, when you build muscle, when you're on a proper routine, you will feel more energetic. And even Josh says, once you see the results, you become addicted. And from the results, you start to have more energy. You know you're doing the right stuff, and it's going to be 100% a great place to be within our coaching program. So right now, we're looking to take on 3 people who are looking to get to the next level, gain energy, lose fat, and just overall stop struggling, especially as we're going into 2025. I want to see you through this entire journey. I want to see you make change, and I cannot wait to be there for you. So if you're looking to have limitless energy with limitless results and just take things to the next level, send us a message with the keyword limitless to Instagram, which is Colossus Fit, COLOSSUSFIT. I can't wait to get you guaranteed results, and make sure to just head over to our Instagram there. And thank you so much for spending time with us. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.